Hi there, my name is Elise and I am a holistic wellness coach and I specialize in attachment theory and specifically anxious attachment. And today we are going to be watching another episode of Love is Blind UK, so let's jump in.
Will you marry me?
You are genuinely incredible. You're just amazing. But this has been a short whirlwind journey. This process is just insane. But I've not had one single doubt with you. I just know that we're gonna bring out the best in each other. And I can't wait for the next chapter. So, of course.
Is that a yes?
That's a yes.
Wow, she really threw us for a loop there, didn't she? I was starting to think that she was gonna say no. I wonder if they do this on purpose to throw everybody off, or if the production tells her, but yeah. Anyway, good for them.
I'm pretty big on personal growth and self-development.
Why are you quite big on that?
My mum and my dad broke up when I was 4, and I'd see him maybe once or twice a year. Because he was so absent, it just made me want to be around him more. So I went to live with him for a year, and then I went away on a family holiday with my mum. And when we got back from the holiday, I'd just done a runner, it just disappeared.
Do you think your dad leaving has affected how you are in relationships?
100%. I've never been able to give myself fully to relationships.
Yeah.
Because I was so scared of being abandoned. It took me so long to realise that the way to bond with people is to show your vulnerability.
Whew, that was a great conversation. I just want to preface this by explaining that in the UK, it's very common for people to stuff their feelings down. You don't really talk about feelings, you don't open up, you don't get too personal, really, because it's just part of the culture to stay calm and carry on, shove it down and keep going. It's that whole stiff upper lip sort of mentality, and it's very alive here. So to see a conversation like this is amazing because obviously, this guy, Sam, I think his name is, he starts off by saying that he's into personal development and self-growth. And from listening to him speak, you can definitely tell that he has done a lot of work on himself because he's very in tune with his emotions and feelings. He's very in tune with what his core wounds are. Fear of abandonment. He's aware of his reluctance to give himself fully in relationships. So he understands what effect what happened to him has on his behavior. And he's definitely done a lot of work to go through it because he says at the end, it took him so long to realize that vulnerability is how you get close to people. And that is the truth, and it's so hard for people to do, is to be vulnerable. This is something I had to work on so much over so many years because you're scared. You're scared if you are vulnerable that you'll be rejected, you'll be abandoned, you'll be disliked, you'll be made fun of, whatever it may be. So a lot of people go through life with just showing a small portion of themselves, the top layer, maybe 2 layers deep, and don't really go and show everything, because if they really show everything, then if a rejection or something along those lines is to happen, they're being their whole core person is being completely rejected against, instead of just the top layer. I also want to point out the dynamic because, he lost his father, well, not lost his father, but his father went away when he was 4, which is a very, very tough age. You naturally want to see your parents. And the key thing, as he said, is that because he didn't see his dad so much, it made him want to see his dad more. And you see that so often, even, you know, in adults in all ages. It's just like a rule of life, like scarcity equals desire. Like the more something is scarce, the more that you want it. It's really great to see that he's done so much work on himself, because that abandonment wound is very strong. So I'm curious to see where else this conversation goes, and like what he has done to get to where he is today.
Because of my background and the way I've been raised, you're just taught that you get on with it.
Right.
And there's no such thing as like being sad or crying, and you know, you don't show people that side because then you're weak.
Yeah.
I lost my dad a couple years ago, and he went to Morocco to say his goodbyes because he had terminal cancer. And then he was supposed to come back, and it was in the height of COVID, and Morocco locked down, and he ended up passing away. So I never got to see him. He was just a really good man, and he like just didn't need to go so early.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
But I got to a point like a while ago where I was just like, I'm actually ready to sort of completely give myself to someone and like be the best person for them and the best person for myself as well.
Thank you for sharing that.
No, thank you for sharing what you shared as well.
So you can see with Maria, she also talks about how you're supposed to stuff your feelings down and not cry. And she even mentioned that showing emotion is weakness, which it's absolutely not, but a lot of people are brought up to think that way. And when you set those thoughts hardwired into your brain as a child, that's how your brain is going to think for the rest of your life unless you do work to change it. It's interesting though, because so for him, for Tom, he does not come across as a dismissive avoidant at all, because dismissive avoidance, they refuse to even acknowledge their feelings. They stuff it down so much. They have feelings, but they don't make themselves aware of it. He gives me a sense that he has some anxiety. I would say that he's either anxious attachment, or he could be a fearful avoidant. Although he has done a lot of work, so he's probably more on the secure end now, if not completely secure. But yeah, I'm guessing that's where he was at the start. Now Maria, her saying that showing emotions is weak is a common thought or a common belief of the dismissive avoidant, as well as the fearful avoidant, but more dismissive. Because the fearful avoidant, they like to get deep into thought and feelings to a certain extent. And because her dad died at a later age, so that was just a couple of years ago, that's not going to have the same impact as it would have, like for Tom, you know, losing his dad essentially at 4 or 5 or whenever it was in his much earlier childhood.
I had 3 big relationships in my life, and the third one in particular was somebody that I think if things had gone a little bit differently would probably be happily married now. A lot of that was about my own kind of inability, I think, to like sort of share myself and open up properly with someone. Hello?
Hello, you okay?
I'm good. So who am I speaking to?
It's Natasha.
Natasha, it's nice to meet you. So I love movies.
I love movies.
Okay.
And I love going to the cinema. I literally go on my own.
I go to cinema on my own as well.
Do you? I don't want anyone sharing my popcorn.
No.
How do you feel about marriage?
Marriage to me is a lifelong commitment to someone, and I want to be able to show myself to someone without being worried that they're going to walk away.
Whoever I meet next, I obviously need to know that we're on the same page from day one, because I'm looking for someone to do life with.
Yeah. To be in a marriage, like, you need to show every part of yourself to that person, the bad times as well as the good, and not be afraid that they're going to, like, judge you. Natasha, 10 out of 10, I could just see her immediately, like, really, really hitting it off with my friends and my family. There's something there, I can't place it. But I'm feeling connections with Maria as well.
So although we only saw little snippets of these conversations that they have, it appears that his relationship, so with both of these girls, he was able to open up and go deep. With Maria, they went quite deep, but we didn't see anything else really. I didn't see any flirtation really. And with Natasha, they started off joking around, and then they both opened up and shared what they're looking for, being, you know, upfront and honest about that. And it seems that they're looking for the same thing, and it seems like they're both ready. Well, he certainly is. Don't really know enough about her backstory. It seems like the relationship that he has with Natasha is probably higher. He's probably rating it higher than with Maria, just because there's more of a dynamic there, and you need to experience multiple dimensions with a person that you're going to share your life with. It can't just be depth. It can't just be fun. You need to have multiple dimensions. So we'll see how it plays out.
I want my brothers to be the best man. Something that my future wife would have to sort of understand is that, because my brother's got Down syndrome, and if anything like happened to my mum, or if my brother sort of needed, you know, additional care, I would have to be there for him. Are your mum and dad still together?
Yeah, they are.
They are. So you don't live with your mum and dad though?
So I'm adopted.
Right, okay.
But it's okay.
I'm sorry. How did that make you feel though? Like,
Do you know what? Like, always growing up, I was like, oh, like, never really bothered me. And then as I got later 20s, I was like looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
And obviously I was just like, who am I? And I always see families and I see what they look like. And I never really knew what I looked like. Men always find me sensitive, or they will find that I come with baggage because of the adoption. But if somebody understands this girl's adopted, that's why she thinks like that. It will make my connection with that guy stronger, and I can open up to them about it, which I haven't done before.
So Kat says men always find her sensitive, or that she comes with baggage because she's adopted. Can you see how these are the stories that she's telling herself? Because she has not opened up to these men to share that she is adopted. She's already pointed out that she has a few core wounds that she's dealing with, because number one, she thinks that guys just want her because of sex and because of her looks. Number two, she thinks that guys always see her as sensitive or has a lot of baggage, yet she says that she can be vulnerable with them, but she hasn't yet. So you can see the dynamic here. She has all these beliefs about herself just based on what her experiences are. And it's because of the core wounds that she has. If somebody secure were to go through the same experience as her, they would come to different realizations. We all experience life through our core wounds. It would be good. It would behoove her to do some attachment work, maybe some therapy, to sort out those core wounds and heal them. That way she can come to this new relationship with authenticity, with vulnerability, with knowing who she is and how to communicate properly. These are all things that can be done through attachment coaching. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. And if you'd like to get in contact with me to do some coaching, or if you'd like to learn more about attachment theory, please check out the link to my website below. And if you like what you're seeing, please comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd like me to do some other videos, and I look forward to seeing you soon.